I'm going to share my fertility journey with you. It's not an easy one. It's not for the faint of heart, but I think it needs to be shared because so many are struggling with fertility. And I know in the industry they say infertility, but we're not going to use that word today because it's the negative. I use everything in the positive. So I got married at a late age. I was 41 when I married, 39 when I met my husband. I was working in Manhattan, 2 different jobs, woke up and said, hey, wait a minute, you better meet somebody and settle down, have a family. Little did I know, I had struggled my whole, mostly teenage and adult life with endometriosis. I did not know this. So my journey started quite like most other people's. You're trying to have a baby. You thought, certainly I did as a Catholic being raised, I would look at a boy and get pregnant. Not so much the case at 39, 41, 42. So age doesn't really matter in the fertility journey. It doesn't. I met plenty of 20-year-olds just the same in my fertility clinic as I did with older folks like myself. I had my twins at 46 after finding out through a very fantastic doctor, Dr. McGurk. I'm going to give her a shout out up in Delaware. She was one of the only doctors I encountered that said, let's not have you live with unexplained infertility. That's what they call it. And I said, yeah, I don't want to live with unexplained infertility. Explain what's happening. So she, kindly enough, goes in and does exploratory surgery because that's the only way you can definitely define whether you have endometriosis. There's no test. There's no real biopsy that I know of. It's really about going in there and doing exploratory surgery. And in my experience, I ended up with almost 5 hours on the surgical table being cleaned out from endometriosis, which is the lining of the uterine wall exiting the fallopian tubes, not exiting the vagina like normally. And it's a sticky substance because you're wanting that egg to embed in the lining of your uterus every month. That's the idea. In this scenario, endometriosis means that is leaking out of your fallopian tubes and it gets stuck like the webs of a spider web, very sticky, and it can get wrapped around your bladder in my case or other organs. And so it's not just for the stomach and cramping. This is a serious disease that if left unattended can really be quite painful. And I'm sure many of you have either experienced this or understand what I'm talking about. So endometriosis was found, stage 2, and I was cleaned out so I could carry my twins. Prior to this, I had 2 miscarriages and nobody could really explain what was happening. So thank you, Dr. McGurk, for helping me out with my endometriosis. This video is going to be part 1 of my fertility journey. There's more to the story, but because the end of April is Fertility Awareness Week, I really wanted to share with you here about my personal journey. Not only can feng shui and mental imagery support your journey in the fertility search or journey, but I am here to help you mentally, physically, spiritually, and environmentally support you in having a baby. Thanks for being with me today. More to come.